Okay, live on actually StreamYard. Dang, that's not even my brand. But we decided to bring you some news. Three things are happening in the world of Podcast Pete. Don't like to promote that, but I had to this morning. Man, things are happening. So why should you even be listening to this? This is going to be about maybe 15 minutes, maybe less. But there's three things I want you to take away from this time with us today. So you got to grow your business. It's very noisy out there, all kinds of things happening. I think we'll all agree that podcasting is a great way to reach people. Now, the challenging thing is a lot of noise out there. So you don't start off Joe Rogan, Megan Kelly, Candace Owens, and all the other podcaster icons out there. You build and you build and you build. And there's no overnight success in anything you do. The reason I bring up that is I don't think we have to question whether podcasting works. It's whether the strategy that you embrace with Podcast Pete and my partner, Jeff Bourgeois, whether you embrace that or not, that's the key thing. But I'm going to give you three reasons why you should consider our strategy. Okay. First, podcasting. Now, we have our channel up on Spotify. It's broken up into 6 areas of focus. Why do we do that? Well, you have senior living, you have aging in place, you have memory care, you have fitness, the 9 areas of fitness, you have local matters, Kennesaw happenings. See this? Oops. See, let me try and point. No, we got to do it reverse. Dang. There we go. See that up there? Right there. Not my golfer. Right there. See? See, I'm trying to get this thing right. There we go. Okay. So you see that. And then the last is we got to love on our nonprofits, our charities, our special needs, and our churches or spiritual area of our life. These are areas that are important. So we now have the playlist in Spotify. Everybody's got Spotify. So you can now listen to Podcast Pete. And we're just getting started. Scratch the scratch, as somebody once said. So why do you have kind of a delayed reaction? There's a thing in business called momentum, and it usually works with this years and years and years of preparation. But what you do today usually manifests itself if you're focused, if you're intentional, if you're doing everything right 90 days out. Well, so what we did 90 days ago now is hit, and it's hitting big. So you can go to Spotify, look up Kennesaw happenings, but more importantly, go to podcasterpk.com. That's our link tree. You can be a guest on our podcast, which we'll talk about that, number 3, or you can listen to the early episodes of what we're doing in the 6 areas. Now, it says Kennesaw happenings, but that will change. Each one will have its individual branding. And so we're in the works. That's in the works. And I just wanted to share, don't wait till it's all perfect. It never is. Business is launch and then fine tune. So everybody wants to wait. They want to build out that big website. They want to spend all this money before they even have a client. Hey, you got to see, if you don't have clients, you have nothing, because you have to get your clients first. Just stay a little bit, add value. Boy, you better add value, because they'll leave you. We think long term. That's why we've been building and building. Now, the foundation to the skyscraper is built. This skyscraper will go up fast. And it's going to look good too, because the view from the top is always the best view. So let me get back. Spotify, 6 playlists within Spotify, those 6 areas. The second, let me get to my notes, is our collaborative book. Holy Toledo. Maybe that's an overused phrase. But this is my partner, Jeff. Man, he's a genius. He doesn't like to be called that, but I call him that. If you put a book together, of which he's written hundreds of books, if you put a book together that is a collaborative effort, which means everybody in the book helps to promote other people. So by being in the book, you have 60 plus people up to 100 that are going to be promoting your business. Yes, you heard it right. Imagine having up to 100 people or more promoting your business. It's a dream come true. Hey, look at B&I's model. The Smyrna chapter, of which Jim Rapps is the commercial connector. You look at that, 75 people that are potentially promoting your business. So that's why B&I has done well. You have all these relationships that you have within the chapter. And if they're keeping their ears open, their eyes open, and they're seeing opportunities, and Jim does the best I've seen. He's always looking for what people say. No, he's always hearing what people say. And when they say, oh man, I got to get this carpet replaced. Bingo. Do you need somebody that could be helpful? So he recommends a person. Now, you always want to have a recommendation over Googling something, because you don't have a relationship with a person that you bring in cold traffic. And I want to stay on task, because the collaborative book is the most powerful concept I think you'll ever see in business, because one, you want to be in a giving community. And what does that mean? People are looking at, how can I help this person in the book? How can I help this person? And in the book won't be just one of a particular industry. There might be 2 or 3. So we want to give a choice to the seniors, or people that touch the seniors. That I don't agree with B&I, is only having one person in a seat. Now I understand the concept, but it gets abused because somebody protects that seat, doesn't produce, doesn't add value, doesn't contribute, but they hold on to that seat because they know if they leave, somebody else is going to get in that seat. So they can free ride it, as I like to say. So collaborative book is going to be a game changer for your business. And you can start as little as $50. Yes, you heard me right. $50. Now, why do we start you at $50? We want to earn your trust and show you results. Let me repeat that. Earn your trust and show you results. Massive results. So you spend 50 and you get massive 100 times that. Where do you think you're going to spend the next 50? You're right. You're going to stay because you got value. And that's the whole key, is add massive value to your ideal clients. You do that, you think long-term, you think relationship, and you don't do the transactional quick in, grab, and out. Transactional has its place out there, but it has a small place out there. You want to build relationships. You want to think long-term. You want to think that this client, who's your ideal client, will be with me forever. When that's the case, what happens? That person refers more to you. That person is a raving fan for you. That person doesn't necessarily cost you. Because if you run Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever ads that are cold traffic, cost money. And what do? They change the algorithms every so often. Keep you guessing. Keep you working hard. But you build relationships, authentic relationships, they last a lifetime if you know how to do it. And that's something you got to learn. Learn as quickly as you can in business. And if you're not sure about it, find a mentor. Go out there and listen to books on relationships. Why are they so important? They're important because they're one of the essential keys to success is relationships. Matter of fact, a person said, I think it might have been Tony Robbins, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. The quality of your the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. So you think relationships are important? You better believe it. The last one, let me see. Get on my podcast. Let me see if I can put this up because this one you definitely want to do. Okay, yes, I can. I'm doing this all by myself. So, I got to find banners. There we go. Okay, there we go. Podcasterpetecane.com. Yes, you saw it. It's pretty easy to remember. Podcasterpetecane.com. Call me direct. But if your number doesn't come up in my address book, I won't answer it. So spammers, you're just going to go into my voicemail. Leave me a voicemail. I'll call you back. I don't have time to screen spam calls, but I do have time to talk to quality people who want to build a business with building relationships, knowing who your targeted audience. You got to know who you're trying to address. When you hear somebody say, everybody's my client, no, not everybody. You better be very specific about who you serve. So get on my podcast. If you've been on my podcast, you can get in the collaborative book. I'll try to put a link on this so where you can go. No, go to podcasterpetecane.com and you can see. Just click on there, collaborative book. You want to see some of the past episodes? Go on Spotify. Everybody has Spotify. We're on YouTube too. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. But just go to the ones where you watch your podcast. Listen to some of the guests. We have within the community of 6, probably well over 200, and they're broken down into specific niches. So if you want to listen to a health and fitness, we have it. Mindset. Whoa, man, mindset. Oh, yeah. You got to listen to Crystal Duke and Savannah Rose Johnson. Both host The Mindset. Both are rock stars. You're going to hear about them big time. Okay, so I want to keep it under 15 minutes. So recap. Spotify, 6 channels, different ones. Senior living, aging in place, and the third category is memory care. Every one of those are very different, but you move from independent living to assisted living. So that might happen within the senior care. But once you get to assisted living, you're going to need some aging in place resources. So that helps that. So you just go to that area. Memory care, there's a lot of different things that touch that. Then when you go to fitness, when you get older, fitness becomes a priority because we only have one health, one body. And if you don't do the things for the last 50 years, you're going to see it later in life. And there's all kinds of things that touch that. Local matters. Hey, everything's local. Do business with people local if they add value. Trouble is, some don't add the value. So your platforms like Amazon crush you because you're not adding value. You have an advantage over them because you're local, you can build relationships. But if you don't know how to build your business in today's environment, you're going to be out of business soon. And then the last is our nonprofits. That is an area we shine brighter on them. So if you have a nonprofit, get on the nonprofit, and you're going to see a person that's going to host it with us. We'll have several hosts, but one in particular, Glenda Hicks. She works with nonprofits. She helps nonprofits. She has a board game with nonprofits, helping you to be the best you can in your nonprofit, what you're trying to do, foundation, just whatever you're trying to do in that area, you want to get on the podcast. So finally, go to podcasterpete.com. Get on the podcast because you can't get in the book unless you've done a podcast with us. We like to see if you're the giving person that'll be safe in our community, because hanging out with safe people, well, it makes it safe. Okay, thank you so much. You have been listening to Podcast Pete. Stay tuned because the foundation is built. The skyscraper is going up. Be a part of a floor on the skyscraper. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you listening. Pass this to somebody that might be advertising in a way that brings cold traffic. Cold traffic versus warm traffic. There is some material. There is some content out there by Jeff Bourgeois. You want to listen to it. You want to understand it. You want to be able to know the difference as you're building your business. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And if you're in Atlanta,